great question in a lot of ways, because the answer is always, should you build or should you buy? The answer is, as consultants, we always give this answer, it depends. It depends on a number of factors. The first question about build versus buy is there even a question? Is there an app out there that does what you need to do, or something that's even close enough to what you need to do? Of course, the first place to look for that is on the App Exchange. Not all apps are publicly listed on the App Exchange, and so some general Googling and some general asking, maybe of a trusted consultant like OpFocus, is a good way to find out what's out there, what kinds of apps are available. And the first question really is, if there are apps that look close, how close are they to actually meeting your needs? Once you've looked at that and you realize that there actually is the potential to make a buy versus build decision, then you've got to look at what you would be buying and how much you'd be paying for it. Very often, some solutions are even free, and so the buy notion, there's very little cost associated with it. Sometimes you do have to pay, and sometimes it's a per org fee, sometimes it's a number of dollars per user per month. And that's when the math starts to happen, because you need to say, how many users am I going to have using this, for what period of time, probably forever, do out the math for so many years, and then you have to weigh that against the other side of the equation. What would it take to build a custom solution? What would it take to build a custom solution that does exactly what you need? If there are pieces of that process that would be really big to build, can you get close to what you need for a little bit lower cost? So just as on the buy side, you make decisions and compromises about, does this have the functionality that I need? Is it missing something? And if it is, do I really, really need it? You make similar decisions on the build side. What's going to cost to build it? What's it going to cost to build everything that I want? What would it cost to build minimum viable product? And then it's really just a question of doing the math. Eventually, if you're paying so many dollars per user per month, after so many months or so many years, that is going to creep up to cost more than the actual build decision. But when that happens, it's a question of actually doing the math. The only other things that I'd suggest you consider is that as your needs change over time, that decision that you bought may not be able to accommodate those changes. On the other hand, as your needs change over time, as the way your users use the system over time, a custom solution that you've built may need to be extended and enhanced, at which point some additional development might need to happen. So I hope that helps. Let me just throw in one other little piece. When you're building a solution using custom code, and Kim, I think you've seen that in your work with us, very often, even if we're building things in code where it's going to take a developer to modify code and to extend code, we still try to make it as configurable as possible. If we have something that operates on a list of fields, then we try to make that list of fields be something that an admin can configure rather than calling a developer to come in and process it and make code changes. So even if you're building, you still need to take a look at how you're going to build and what aspects of what is built can be made configurable so that you don't really need a developer to make minor changes.